Hey guys, I'm Ashley, this is Cozy Mystery Tea Time, and I've got 3 books that I want to talk about today. Okay, the first book that I want to talk about is the second book in the Vampire Knitting Club mysteries by Nancy Warren. And the title is Stitches and Witches, or Witches and Stitches, I can't remember. Either way, this was good. If you remember, I've reviewed the first Vampire Knitting Cozy Mystery series book a few months ago, and I loved it. I loved that it was really setting up some like magical mystery elements, and it was gonna, have like magical mystery threads that would kind of carry on into other books. So I really had high hopes. And it wasn't that this book was bad, and I'll definitely keep reading the series. Like I definitely plan to read the third book, but it just was lacking a little bit for me. Basically what was lacking was I wanted more magic. This book definitely focuses on the mystery itself, and I was reading a review on Goodreads that kind of hit the nail on the head for me. The mystery portion of the book doesn't really involve the main sleuth and the vampires. It's kind of separate from them, and we focus a lot on it. And even though the main character sleuth is looking to solve the mystery, she's really not in the thick of the murder mystery itself, if that makes sense. What I wanted to see was more vampires. She's got these vampire friends that live in a lair below her knitting shop. And I wanted to see them come out and interact in the town of Oxford, England, where the book is set, and, have some funny moments. Like, some of the vampires became undead in, like, the 1800s, so they still kind of act like they're in the 1800s, and that could have been a lot of, that's an opportunity for funny, funny moments that I just didn't feel like were in the book. The vampires, stay down in their lair, and I wanted to see them come out. Also, the first book set up this witch family that the main sleuth is related to, that she didn't know she was related to until she found out she was a witch in the first book. And that thread is kind of dropped. The witch family comes at the beginning of the book to invite her somewhere she doesn't want to go, and we never see the witch family again. And what I found interesting about the witch family was she wasn't sure if they were a friend or enemy to her, and that was a really interesting dynamic. And it could have been potential for some adventure and maybe some danger in the story that just wasn't there. But I enjoyed the characters, I enjoyed the mystery, and I'll definitely read the next one. I just hope that it has more magic. The next book that I want to talk about is the new short story collection called Marple. Now, it's no surprise that I love Agatha Christie, and this is a short story collection written by, in modern times, it was written, I think in 2022, modern mystery writers taking on the character of Miss Marple and writing stories in that Miss Marple style. And what I loved about this was it kind of corrected a problem I have with Agatha Christie, which, God forbid me, I love Agatha Christie so much, so I hate to criticize. But I do feel like she was a victim of her time. When she was writing, women weren't seen as main characters. So putting Miss Marple out in the front and center of every book was probably a risk that she had to balance. So if you read a traditional, the original Miss Marple stories, sometimes Miss Marple's not in the story until chapter 10. And you're like, I thought I was reading a Miss Marple story, where did she go? So for me, this new collection, Miss Marple is on page 1. She is the main actor in every story, and I love that. I think that it brings a lot of, what I wanted from the old books. It's bringing it, and it's correcting that, and I appreciate that. Third book I want to talk about is The Dinner Lady Detectives by Hannah Hendy. This is what I'm reading right now, and I'm loving it. If you're in the mood for a traditional, classic British cozy mystery set in a small British town, this is set in a small town in Wales, you're going to love this. The dinner ladies are what we would call in America lunch ladies. So they're the ladies that work in the cafeteria at an elementary school, and one of them gets murdered, and the other lunch ladies band together to try to solve the murder. I love the lunch lady characters already so much. I definitely plan on reading book 2, and I think there's a book 3. They're endearing, they're funny, they bring a lot of that British dry humor and quirkiness, and I just love it so far. So check it out. That's all from me today. What are you reading? Let me know in the comments. Bye, guys.